gentlemen, I'm sure my next guest will get your feet moving. Here he is on the fiddle. A big round of applause for Michael Palazzaro.
How do you do? How do you do? Well, the tune I'll play would be Ragtime Annie. It's a well-known square dance tune in the key of D, Jerry.
Mike, thank you.
How do you do, Mr. DeFina?
Oh, Lenny, how are you?
How are you?
And thanks for coming on the show. I mean, this is a treat for us because I've never had a
fiddler.
A fiddler.
A fiddler on the island is not too common. It was popular years ago. The pioneers, when they came over, they brought the fiddle, being that it was a light instrument, and they used to carry the fiddle.
Ah. Now, there is a difference between the fiddle and a violin.
Yes, there is. Let me explain what
okay, that's great, because my grandmother, okay, used to play the violin.
Yeah.
Many, many years ago. And because of this, my father now, he went out and he goes, you know, he has pictures of his mom with a violin, so he went out and he bought a violin. And we're all like, every time, I mean, it's a tough instrument, I'll tell you one thing.
It is.
But the difference between a fiddle and a violin?
Well, for one thing, you have no frets on it, so you have to know just where the sound is on the fingerboard. The fiddle bridge is horizontal, so you can hit 2 strings at one time, such as this matter. Classic violin would be. And a classic violin bridge is more round, so you can hit 1 string at a time. This here, you could hit 2 strings at a time.
Okay, now on this there's 4 strings, so on the violin there's 6 or 5?
No, it's 4.
There's only 4 on a violin?
You got E, A, D, and G.
Paul, how are you with the violin or the fiddle? No?
As far as playing it?
Yeah, I'd be fiddling with it all day if I had it.
It's the same tuning as the mandolin.
Okay.
See? And
I mean, it's hard. Now, this is, of course, what do they call
this? This is the bow.
The bow, right?
You have to have it rosined. Of course, you want it as dry as possible. And it's made of horsehair, the tail of a horse.
Oh, they put them together, right?
Right. There's about 280 strands of horsehair in a bow. And the wood is made of Pambuco from South America. Very expensive.
How many years have you been fiddling around with this thing?
Well, I'm self-taught. I started in '77.
Self-taught?
Wow.
Yeah. I always had a desire to play the fiddle. I started with a guitar, but I wound up with a fiddle.
Really?
So I fiddle around.
Yeah, I guess so. and you know, you don't drive anyone crazy in the house. I mean, this is great because, you know, like Paul, you have to lug pianos and speakers and amplifiers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This guy walked in with a little case. I thought he was he thought he was here to collect money. Look at a gun case.
Yeah. My father always said, "Why don't you take up flute? Look at this. You have to carry this thing." I said, "If I had taken up flute, I wouldn't have any work."
And you wouldn't be on the show if you played the flute.
There you go.
This is another reason why the Jewish people have a fiddle, a violin rather, so this way they could drift from country to country.
Now, one of my favorite films was Fiddler on the Roof. That was one of my favorite. I could watch it over and over and over and over again. Do you know that tune? Da, 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 da,
Well,
da,
I'll explain why he's up on the roof.
Okay, there you go.
It's very ticklish to be up on the roof and playing the fiddle at the same time. So this story is about a ticklish situation.
Okay.
So that's the reason. I'll play a little bit. Something like that. I haven't practiced up on that yet.
So, play us another little tune. What do you have here? Like, I see on the back of it you have all kinds of songs. I did that with my accordion. I play accordion.
Oh, you do?
And
I have, excuse me, I have a good tape of Frankie Yankovic.
Really?
Yeah, he's the Polish champion.
Oh, God, he plays the...
Yeah,
I'm not that good.
I love his music.
But I wrote all the list of songs on it because when I'm playing, someone will say, oh, play another song. So rather than me go, duh, you know, I have it on the back. So I see all this list of songs. You got Quando Malas de Bella, we got Mala Femina, we got a lot of songs.
We got Mala Femina, La Paloma.
You know,
well,
this says bring me back by 5 o'clock over here. Did you rent this here?
What happened when you close the accordion? You can't see the list.
I could play Red Wing, Old Joe Clark.
Yeah, give us a little...
That's Old Joe Clark.
Old Joe Clark.
An
A.
You know what's
here's a guy. Here's a guy's name is Michael Palazzato, and you play the fiddle.
Right.
I mean, that's really. I mean, you know, you never hear an Italian playing the fiddle. You got the cowboy hat on and everything like that.
Well, years ago in the barber shop, if you remember, they did play instruments when they had a break in the shop. One would have a mandolin, the other one would have a violin, a guitar.
Sure.
And they used to play.
And with the little red wine.
A little red wine. What I want to say is people hear me when I play in Florida. They're surprised that I come from Long Island and I play the fiddle. I was playing with a gentleman that came from Michigan, and he was very amazed that I played the fiddle and I came from Long Island.
From New York or Long Island, right?
Yeah. This instrument is starting to be popular here on the island.
It is, yeah. Bluegrass is
as well as the accordion. Yeah.
Yep.
Bluegrass has always been popular.
Well, I thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It really is a treat. I mean, and speaking of treats, I'd like you to get up and spin our jelly bean machine.
Okay.
You never know what can happen.
All right.
I mean, Netta won a beautiful thing from the Peace Frog store in Montauk, so let's see what you can win.
All right, let's see what's what.
And here he is, as we got a little jelly bean music.
Just turn it up.
Just give it a turn. Nice and slowly. There you go. Go ahead. Give it a good spin.
Oh.
You got it? There you go. Oh, he picks what he wants, this guy here.
There's a red one.
A red jelly bean, Crow's Nest Restaurant in Montauk. You get a wonderful dinner.
Oh,
Go see Don Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, stand right here. Mr. Michael Palazzato, thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, see you.
Stay right here.